seeing the same thing that AJ saw that I heard there in the open. AJ, by the way, great work on that.
Yeah.
That was really good on that, AJ. But what I was seeing from that Green Bay Packers defense, is this a generational defense happening right now? Now, granted, it's week 2. It was a short week, actually. It was a Thursday night game here in week 2. Is this a generational type defense here that Green Bay is going to have? We have no idea what the storyline is going to be at the end of the season. We have no idea how people will remember this particular defense in the annals of NFL history whenever the story is said and done. But boy, what they did to the Detroit Lions last week, maybe the Lions aren't ass. Now, granted, they had a brand new coordinator and they had a lot of tough tasks ahead of them and transitioning out of the Ben Johnson-led offensive era for them. But the Washington Commanders, week 1, Jayden Daniels was spinning it. Jayden Daniels was all over the place. That team looked like they were going to be good this year. Once again, the Washington Commanders are back. The Washington Commanders are a good team. They're not ass. And then you watch Jayden Daniels last night, his face, and I know it's just, a season and 2 games in. That ain't the Jayden Daniels I've ever seen. No. He looked like he was really confused. He looked like he didn't have it. It looked like the moxie, the juice, was potentially lost. And I think that's because Hafley's defense for the Green Bay Packers were everywhere. And I know Micah Parsons, I think he had 8 hits on the quarterback, obviously a sack, and he affected everything. And at the end, he closed the game, even though that was obviously a much bigger spread than what ended up. Thought we were going to backdoor cover that as Commanders plus 3.5 people. I thought we were going to backdoor cover that. We make a couple kicks. Maybe we cover that. Now, obviously, it's not easy to kick. And wait till you see what I add to the kicking is easy contest tomorrow. I got a little, trick up the
props
sleeve.
or what?
Hey.
What do you have? Like big tornado fan?
That's not a bad idea. I wish I would have talked to you actually earlier. I will keep that one locked in the chamber for sure. But yeah, kicking, for what the college kids have been able to do this year thus far versus what the NFL guys have done, there's been a lot of misses from NFL guys with these balls that should be making them better than they've ever been. Matt Gay, we assume he'll bounce back, very talented guy. He was once the highest paid kicker in the NFL, so we assume he'll have the talent. But we're 2 missed kicks away from a cover there, plus 3.5. Maybe backdoor it there with Jayden Daniels, but instead, the game ends with how it basically looked for most of the game. The Green Bay Packers just confusing the shit out of Cliff Kingsbury in the Washington Commanders offense. I mean, there really wasn't much to celebrate. And on the Packers side, Tucker Kraft, I forgot about him in his flow state. You remember a couple years ago, he was in the flow state. He was doing the entire thing. This guy was the next big tight end that was going to come through the NFL. This guy was incredibly talented. He's fast. Is he an Indiana State Sycamore too, if I recall? Is that?
No.
Where did you go to school?
That's Bob Tunyon. He's a South Dakota boy.
There it is, South Dakota. Sorry, Tucker, for getting that wrong. Obviously, the state of South Dakota has been very good to me. Adam Vinatieri from there, obviously. He was taking care of me mightily. But Tucker Kraft, a couple years ago, was going to be the guy. Now we got a guy. And, boy, Jordan Love looks unflappable. Matt LaFleur looks unbelievable. Obviously, losing Reed for 6 weeks or whatever it is going to be with a broken collarbone, that's incredibly sad. But Josh Jacobs is great. The 2 offensive linemen that were down and out, I didn't notice. And I think I didn't notice because game plan, execution, the guy's blocking downfield there. I mean, Williams blocking 40 yards down the field right there. This team feels for real. Ty, if I was you, I'd be incredibly excited about what I saw last night, and I assume that is the case.
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm trying to kind of temper my excitement a little bit because it is so early, but there's really no reason to. I mean, as of right now, the Packers do feel like the best team in the NFL, and we haven't even got a full dosage of what they're going to be a couple weeks down the road. It kind of has reminded me, Pat, of, you always talk about Bill Polian's philosophy, when the Colts were really running and when they had Peyton. And it's like, hey, we're going to get a big lead. We're going to get out to a couple touchdown lead, and then we're going to let Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney tee off. And it hasn't exactly been like that, but that is exactly what has happened the last 2 weeks. The Packers have went up, by multiple scores, and then it just gives the opportunity for the defensive line to be super aggressive. We've said it time and time again with Micah. He's made everybody on the field better. And then Jordan Love, like you said, I mean, a lot of people saying, hey, this guy might win the MVP this year. He's looked every bit of that part so far. And we always talk about his running ability, which he doesn't showcase much. But last night, big third down, lowers his shoulder and delivers a huge hit. I think he's starting to get more comfortable. And as of right now, like you said, if you're any Packers fan, would have seen these 2 massive wins coming, especially this one on a short week. It's hard not to be thinking Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, not only thinking Super Bowl, but also thinking, thank you, Jerry Jones.
Without a doubt.
Watching the documentary, and obviously they learned the entire story of the Dallas Cowboys being a business promotion, and they've certainly succeeded. They become the most valuable franchise in all of sports. The Thanks Jerry already on the fence. Is this a noted fence over there, AJ? What is this? Is there like a?
I don't know if they can zoom out, but yeah, there's all those like tailgate houses directly across the street from Lambeau, Pat, where we were there for the draft. And this is one of those fences that it's prominent. I'm guessing this gets a lot of eyeballs every single day. Are those teardrops on Jerry's face? Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, it might because you got might killed somebody. We don't know what the tattoo, the teardrop tattoo is. This is all just from looking at this picture. We're not saying anything other than that, but very creative, and I think they all feel that way. Last night on the Prime post-game show, I don't know what the actual title of it is called, but I will say I appreciate how long they stick around after those games.
Wow.
I don't know how many people are watching. I am one of them. I appreciate what they do in that post-game thing because they actually get real stuff. This is how it began whenever Micah Parsons made his appearance. Then there was a commercial break, so I think this was carried through an entire commercial break. And then bang, we're right back on TV here.
Lay out for a second because this crowd has something to say. I know you guys know what they're saying. They're saying, thank you, Jerry.
I know what you guys are saying. There was also a USA chant, I think, in there at one point, which obviously was glorious. But Micah was doing this one here, too. Micah was doing this one here to them whenever they were saying that. And obviously he was nodding his head in approval. And then whenever you think about it, some of his answers last night, here's what he had to say about Green Bay's setup versus maybe Dallas's setup.
Yeah, obviously, amazing fan base. The second thing is just really how nice it is out here. Even just the stadium, the facilities, I mean, it's top tier. It's the best I've seen.
I love that.
On that note, AJ, Lambeau is beautiful. I mean, Green Bay Packers setup is perfect. Is that always like kind of a thing about the Green Bay Packers? I assume that is a part of the folklore, maybe?
I think so, yeah. It's part of, that's the great thing about not having an owner. If something is outdated, if you need something, like there's some new technology out there that other teams may have, the Packers are probably going to all of a sudden be in construction in the next 3 to 6 months to build that and put that in the facility. But yeah, everything is like pristine. It's what it should be. Lambeau Field, you think of, is such a historic name, a historic, iconic venue that, yeah, I think they do a great job of not only like just the upkeep, the people. Like Wisconsin's a special place. The people are special there. And when your team is this good, guess what? Like everyone's feeling pretty damn good about it.
Let's go to one half of the hammer. Cowboys. I don't know if we connected on that because of the little bit of a,
we
delay.
nailed it.
It's pretty good. What happened last night with the bets? Who won? Was this a big-time sports book night again? Because the majority of people were on the Commanders plus 3.5, like I was.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it a huge sportsbook night, but they definitely won again. It's closed. 54% of the money was on the Commanders, so they won in that aspect. But the under hit, Pat, and we talked about it yesterday. All the money that was on the under yesterday, like over 90%, and that game was under all the way. So now it moves to 13-4 so far in the season for unders, and all the money that's so far on this weekend looking ahead is also on the unders. So the public is going with the trend, and last night it stayed that way with the under. So the sportsbooks got killed on that one.
Okay, so we like what's going on here. Let's go ahead and continue to win, AJ. Now, I was wrong last night. And I think the reason why I was wrong is because I just assumed Jayden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury were going to be successful. Is that what we all thought? Have we not got to that point of judging them?
Oh, yeah.
It was not. They looked just.
They didn't play
no
bad,
answer.
though, Pat. They didn't really play bad. That's the thing. I watched a lot from the StatCast, like the end zone cam, and it's great because you can see everything kind of develop. It wasn't like there's a whole lot of plays out there that Jayden Daniels left out there he should have made, whatever. Yeah, they missed 2 kicks. But the Packers, their eyes were on Jayden Daniels at all times. Their pass rush was unbelievable. Like, there wasn't just free runners anywhere. Like, they were everywhere. They're swarming defense. I know Kirk and Al talked about it, but this Packers defense, like, when you get playing and you have all of this confidence and this swagger, and look at all the eyeballs on whoever has the ball, playing with proper leverage, discipline. Okay, we're not scared at all about getting beat deep because guess what? We know that we have an unbelievable pass rush, even if it's only a 4-man rush. It's just it's a thing of beauty right now to watch this Packers defense and watch how hard they're playing. Also with like I said, very disciplined, proper leverage, all of that. Everybody's trying to get to the ball.
You know, the winner is coming.